Welcome, guys. A question to both of you to kick this session off is, it's been announced that both of you are going to be leaving Haas at the end of this season. So can we start by getting your reaction to this news? Kevin, can we start with you, please?
Yeah, I mean, it's become clear that we announced today that we will not continue, and I think it's been four years for me, 4 great years with Haas, and I've enjoyed it and I've learned a lot. It's been a great experience to be with such a young team on that journey, and I feel that I've learned a lot and got some very valuable experience, and I'm a better driver now because of that, and now we'll see what the future holds.
Thank you, Kevin. Romain, if we could get your thoughts, please.
Yeah, I think every story has got an end, and we got there. So as Kev said, I've had some good time with Haas actually since day one, and I believe I improved myself by helping the team to develop and to get stronger. And as I said, I think the biggest part I can get from that time is to have helped people to become better at what they do and stronger. And also with Kev, I think we've had even though a lot of people think we touched wheels on track a lot of time, it wasn't actually that many times, and we became better next to each other, pushed ourselves with our strengths, our weakness, and really managed to get the maximum of what we had most of the time. And I think that's something we can be proud of. We never gave up, even though we may not have the best chance to be in the top 10 at every race, but we tried every time, everything we could, and it's been a good journey with the team and with Kev, and bit of a page that turns, and let's see what the future is like.
Romain, staying with you, you just said that you've helped the team develop. You've been there since the beginning, so how has the Haas team evolved during your 5 years?
We would need a lot of time to go through everything because it started from scratch, but a lot of things at the beginning weren't quite ready, and some experience was lacking, and we all progressed together. We all got better. I'm very proud of my race engineer today, Dom. He used to be a performance engineer, and then he stepped up, and I raced with him, and I helped him to become a good race engineer. It also helped me to find my way, or not my way, but to get better and to work really well together. So that's just one example out of many. But we progressed a lot. Obviously, at the beginning was more than it is now because it's more settled. And I just hope that the last 2 years would have been better.
And Romain, are you surprised that the team is starting afresh with 2 new drivers in 2021?
Yes, a little bit. I knew probably one of us would be out at the end of the year, just because the situation around the world and COVID has made it very hard financially for a lot of companies around the world. So I knew one of us would go out, but that's why I said to Gunther on the call when he called me. So I was expecting one of us, and he says, "No, for financial reason, I need both of you out." So fair enough. I fully understand. I know it's been a tough year with COVID, and a lot of industries or companies have suffered from it. And as I say, I think the team is going a different path, and I wish them luck and the best for the future.
Thank you, Romain. And Kevin, just coming to you, talk to us about the future, if you would. Where are you looking for 2021?
I would say I'm very open at the moment to anything really. I think for sure I feel that I have more to bring in Formula One. I'm only just 28 years old, and I still feel that I have more to give in F1. But we'll see. There's not a lot of seats left, and also I really miss winning. I miss the feeling of winning races, and that's kind of really something that I've started to think about quite a lot recently. How much I miss that, and we'll see where that opportunity is, and what comes my way, and then I'll take a decision some time.
Thanks, Kevin. Let's go to the video conference now, and we'll start, please, with Scott Mitchell from The Race.
Thank you, Tom. It's a question for both drivers, please, just sort of picking up on what Romain said there. Obviously, the car's performance has declined over the last couple of years, so I think it's fair to say that the two of you haven't exactly had the cleanest opportunity to show what you're capable of. So do you think that this reason is purely a financial one to give the team a fresh start? And if that's the case, why doesn't that fit with your respective positions? Is it that you don't want to have to bring money at this stage in your career? Is it because you don't have that backing? How does that fit with you?
Kevin, can we start with you, please?
I mean, I can't bring the kind of backing that you need in Formula One. I have sponsors and I have partners, but it's not at all big in this world, and it's not enough to make a difference really for me. But I'm not gonna speak for the team. I think Günther and Gene and the team can do that. They can tell you why they did what they did. But certainly I can't bring what a lot of the other drivers can bring out there. So it is what it is really.
Thank you, Romain.
Very similar to Kevin. I've had some partners in my career following me through different times or teams, but I've never been a paid driver as such, and don't want to become one. So it's just the way it is, and similar to Kev in that aspect. And
Romain, we just asked Kevin about his future. Can you tell us if you've got any concrete plans for next season yet?
There are a few discussions and a few options that I would love to race. I miss the winning feeling as well. I miss coming into a race weekend thinking I can't fight for the win this weekend. I can't fight for a podium. I need to get the best of myself to get there, rather than just maybe hoping to get out of Q1 and if things happen, score points of 2. So doesn't mean you don't give your best when it's like this, but you miss something as a racer, and hopefully I can figure out good options for me and let you know ASAP.
Thank you. Let's go to Alan Baldwin from Reuters next, please.
Yeah, hi. As a follow-up for that one to Romain, in your message on Instagram and Twitter, you said the last chapter is closed, the book is over. That sounds pretty final. Is this it for Formula One now for you? I mean, those options, those discussions, are they outside Formula One?
Well, I think, in Formula One there aren't many seats left, and it looks complicated, but I was talking to my 7-year-old son the other day, and I told him something is impossible, and he looked at me and he said, "Daddy, in impossible there is possible." So there's always a way. And coming from a 7-year-old boy, I found it really cool, and I liked it. So, let's see. And outside Formula One, there are many things, many challenges that are appealing. Obviously, probably not car as fast as Formula One, as nothing is as fast as an F1 car, but different challenges, and winning. Winning is something I really miss, and hopefully I get back to it quite soon.
Thank you. Let's go next to Chris Medland, please, from Racer.
Thanks, Tom. Just a follow-up there actually is for Kevin. And it's about the fact that you've looked into IndyCar in the past, and you came very close when you were leaving McLaren, I think. Have you still got connections there? Is that something you'll be looking at seriously for next year if those F1 seats that are few and far between don't come to anything?
IndyCar has been something that I've been interested in always. My dad was an IndyCar driver back in the 90s, and I've been to IndyCar races with him as a small child, and just always thought it was super cool, and I would love to have a go in that sometime. But at the moment, I think even outside of Formula One, the whole motorsport world is hit by this times that we have this year, and it doesn't look easy to get good deals over there. So we'll see. I mean, I'm not saying no to it at all, and not saying it's impossible, but it looks slightly difficult.
Thanks, Kev. Let's go to Nate Saunders, please, from ESPN.
This announcement's come quite late in the year. I know COVID has changed everything with the driver market, but from a Formula One perspective, most of the seats are closed up. I think, Romain, you've already kind of hinted at that in your answers, but any regrets or frustrations at how late this has come? I think Günther told us earlier that they came to this decision about 3 weeks ago. I think you guys were told last week, so any regrets at how that kind of played out?
Romain, you first.
Oh, regrets? No, not really. I think it wasn't our call to make the decision of when to announce. Obviously, earlier it's always a bit better, gives us a bit more time to find anything. But in 2012 was it? 11, I was told on the 8th of December that I was going to be in Formula One the year after. So I've known later. So yeah, I mean, I think I could tell. Yeah, the decision was made some time ago, but I guess Günther felt good enough to tell us last week, and that's fine by me.
Thank you, Kev.
I mean, I've been kind of thinking about options for a while, so it wasn't really, it didn't change a lot. I would say once Günther told me that they were gonna look for other drivers. So it doesn't matter really. I mean, I would have considered it very seriously if I'd been offered something from Haas, but have been looking elsewhere for a while.
Thank you. We'll go next to Alan Baldwin again, please, from Reuters.
It's a question for both drivers, really. In this current COVID climate, with races behind closed doors or limited fans, no mixing in the paddock, a very strange atmosphere, if you do both have to leave Formula One, does it make it any easier? Because the sport is not what it was, and that atmosphere and that environment is no longer there.
Kevin, start with you this time.
I mean, sure, it's much nicer when there's a track full of spectators and the usual vibe that there is in the paddock isn't here at the moment. So, but no, I wouldn't say it makes it any different. I think it's really driving the cars and competing that matters. Of course, the atmosphere and the spectators matter as well, but that will come back. So I don't think the current situation makes it any different right now.
No, I don't think that the current situation makes it any easier, and maybe even harder in some ways. Driving Suzuka, Montreal, Austin, Singapore. Some of the track that we haven't gone to this year, I'm gonna miss it, and as such, I was also happy to discover some new ones. And here in Portimao was my first ever time, so I'm looking forward to drive the track. But I don't think it's changed much. We can always look at either way, but it's a big page of your career and the dream you had when you were a child that kind of stop and go on to the next chapter.
Thank you. We've got time for one more question, and we're going to give it to Scott Mitchell from The Race, please.
Yes, a question for Kevin. Kevin, it sounds like obviously you're not giving up hope of being in Formula One in the future. If you can't get a seat for next year, what would be your preference? Would you look at committing to a career outside of Formula One, or do you think it's possible to have like a 1-year sabbatical and maybe come back? Because as you said, you're only 28.
I don't know. I think it's. I had a sabbatical in 15, and that wasn't very enjoyable. And I think I was pretty lucky to get a chance to come back after that. So I don't think a sabbatical is preferred in any way. I want to be racing. I'm a racer, and as I said, I really miss going racing to win. And I couldn't see myself on the sidelines for a whole year at this point. I'm keeping my options open, and I'm speaking to all sorts of different teams and people. Who knows what can happen in Formula One? I've learned over the years that you should never say never, and should always keep your doors open. And as I said, I feel like I have more to give in Formula One. I'm still improving as a driver, and over the last years with Haas, especially, I've grown a lot as a driver, and as with Romain, we've been able to push each other, and I've learned a huge amount from him as well. And yeah, I feel like I'm sort of ready to take the next step as well, at the same time as I find myself probably on the sidelines. But we'll see.